Again, another mass shooting. You know, we know what happened to the one in Texas yesterday. The tally that I heard from there was 20 killed and 26 injured. I went to bed last night after I left my last video. Wow, I'm just in shock. I went to bed last night after I left my last video. I get, not long after I made the video about the one in El Paso. And then I wake up this morning, there's another one. This time here in Ohio. In Dayton, more specifically. I'm not too far from Dayton. Well, goes to show that these things can happen anywhere. And, I hear people say all the time, oh, I could never imagine a shooting happen here. And I'm not trying to be insensitive about that, but these shootings can happen anywhere. It doesn't matter where you live. Now I think, given the short time gap between the one in El Paso and the one here in Ohio, in Dayton, you gotta be, what's the word I'm looking for, vigilant. You have to, be on guard. I'm not saying live your life in fear and be looking over your shoulder, but for me, I don't think I could have the mentality to say, oh, this won't happen here, because it can. When I lived in Maryland, I was living in the far western part of the state, and I'm going to say this happened back in 2002, I guess. I had a cousin that got shot at Walmart, so I know exactly what how the people are feeling about those who either lost their loved ones or their loved ones are injured and will have probably an extended stay in the hospital. I can relate to what it's like having a family member being on the receiving end of that. But then last night I went to bed thinking, there's nothing that's going to happen overnight, and I was wrong to think that. Because what happened here in Dayton, 9 people killed, 16 injured. So when you combine that with the one in El Paso, it's 29 people killed and 42 injured. And I'm not going to give my opinion about gun control, rather if I think people should be allowed to own guns or should guns be taken away. I'm staying neutral on that. And the reason I'm staying neutral is because my opinion will probably ruffle some feathers, and I don't want that happening. So because I'm not a confrontational kind of person. So I try to avoid confrontations as much as I possibly can. So but I don't know the entire circumstances. I'm only just giving it what I've read all about the one here in Dayton, and the suspect in this particular shooting is dead. That I read that, because when I go to check my email, before on AOL, before you can even get to your inbox, there's that little tab there that allows you to look at news, but that page comes up first, and that's how I learned about the one in Dayton. As I was getting dressed, as I'm dressed up in a suit, well, I don't have my coat on yet, but these shootings gotta stop, people. I heard that there was little children that got shot in yesterday's shooting in El Paso. That really broke my heart. And I heard the oldest shooting victim was 82 years old, or is. I don't know if that 82-year-old survived or not. I don't know. So that's how I should know, is or was. If he is 82 years old, that he's still alive. But if he was, then means he died. So I don't really know if he survived. So that's what I'm saying, is with a slash was, because I don't know. I don't know the entire circumstances around this second shooting. And this happened in a span of 15 hours from what I heard. 15 hours. Wow. And this one happened literally, practically in my backyard. Practically. Because I'm about an hour and a half from Dayton. So, that, wow. It goes to show this can happen anywhere. I know if I was to do it, an interview with the news, any news, and the reporter were to ask me, did you ever expect this to happen here? And and of course I would say no, I wouldn't expect it to happen here, but it can happen. It can. So again, could you just sum it up? Look at what happened in El Paso, Texas yesterday. People going to Walmart shopping, probably for back to school supplies, because it is back to school shopping season. And most people didn't have a care in the world. They were just worried about getting what they need. They weren't expecting to go to Walmart and get shot up. They wasn't expecting that. So, but it can happen anywhere, really. This can happen anywhere. So, anyway, I'm going to offer my thoughts and prayers, my continued thoughts and prayers for the ones in El Paso, and I'm also extending my thoughts and prayers to the ones in Dayton as well. I just, hope that somehow these shootings can come to a stop. That this shouldn't be going on, but it is. So I don't know, dude, it's just, I'm just stunned. I'm in shock. These shootings have got to stop. That's all I got to say. It's got to stop. I'm not going to get into the political aspect of these things, but everybody's going to be entitled to their own opinions, and everybody's going to have different opinions. And I think that's one of the greatest things about this country, is that we have the freedom to show our expressions and express our opinions, freedom of speech. This is the greatest country in the world, in my opinion. So that, but the times are getting bad. They're getting evil, and that you can't be surprised that these things are happening. But I mean, it's okay to be surprised that it happened in your location, but you can't be surprised that they're happening. I had graduated from school in 1998, so it was about 9 months later when we had that Columbine shooting in 1999. And really, that was the starting point of these mass shootings. So, I guess that's the one thing to the one thing, the good that comes out of these two is that these didn't happen in schools. But I just hope and pray when this upcoming school year starts and go all the way to the end, you hear 0 school shooting, 0. Might be a long shot, but there's nothing wrong in hoping. So, anyway, I'm going to get out of here. So again, I want to extend my thoughts and prayers, my continued thoughts and prayers to the ones in El Paso, and also want to extend my thoughts and prayers to the ones in Dayton, and really the state of Ohio as well as they deal with this. So, I live in Ohio, and these shootings gotta stop, people. I'm serious. They've got to stop.